On this week's show, the future of Peloton programming and an app redesign briefly released.
Plus, Peloton and Chase extended their partnership, new classes and artist series, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 219 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and I am joined by my co-host, John Pruitt. Hey, John.
Hello. How are you, Amanda?
I am good. Yeah, just getting into the swing of things, of being back in Maryland more permanently, and trying to get some workouts in. And fortunately, I am back in the war wounds for a change.
Does it feel weird being in one place for more than a week?
Yeah, it does feel a little bit weird. But I just discovered that what I thought was just a sciatica, I have herniated a disc.
Oh boy.
So I am back to
lifting some more weights.
It sucks getting old. But anyway, we're getting it taken care of. I can still work out, obviously in moderation, but it's just frustrating. I mean, you just think you got it.
You going to like a chiropractor? You getting some cortisone?
I had an MRI, and I'm getting an epidural shot next Tuesday.
Oh boy!
Yeah, we'll start
Sorry
with
to hear
those.
that.
No surgery. I said no surgery. We're gonna ride this one out. My spine is pretty trashed, and he said the working out is good because I am probably in a good, in a pretty fit, and my back is quite strong. It's just that my lower spine is not so great. So frustrating, just frustrating.
Damn.
I know. It always seems to be something.
Take it easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Listening to my body. So no running, which is disappointing, but I'm walking and cycling and
modify.
Exactly.
There's plenty of workarounds.
Exactly. All right. Well, we have a little bit today. Again, not too much has dropped, but there's enough to keep you guys busy for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I think, to get to listen to John and I. As always, folks, before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our new YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and we're on all traditional podcast platforms. If you want to listen, if you're on the go, just find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Pelo Buddy.
Yep. And finally, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy. Follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
All right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, I will kick it off. In a recent Forbes feature on Peloton's women executives, Chief Content Officer Jen Cotter provided new insights into Peloton's evolving class strategy. It was a really cool article, and basically what was said that while Peloton remains rooted in cardio, specifically cycling, Jen Cotter emphasized a strong shift towards strength training, personalization, and a broader wellness focus. Strength training is now a major focus, with over 2 million members logging 735 million minutes in Q2 of 2025. Alone, making it the number 2 workout category. This shift is highlighted by the launch of the standalone Strength Plus app, which is free for all Access and App Plus members. Looking ahead, Jen says that emphasizes a broader approach to programming, incorporating personalized goals, science-based insights, and non-traditional class formats. Peloton continues to explore wellness areas like sleep, rest, and nutrition, which is evident in all these new offerings like the post-meal walks and outdoor health walks, currently hosted by Matt Wolpers. New CEO Peter Stearns supports these strategic shifts, signaling a continued expansion of Peloton's holistic fitness ecosystem. So I do like that. I do like that there's kind of this, overall broader approach to not just cardio, which is something that I'm telling you, I say it over and over again, and it is such a vital part of kind of the exercise platform, is getting that strength in, as well as the mindfulness of what we do. So liked that a lot.
Very cool. Yeah. Shout out to Jen Cotter. It was a great feature.
Very nice.
Of some of the high level folk at Peloton.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Well, shifting gears slightly, Peloton rolled out an update to their iOS app, which redesigns the profile section of the app. And then they quietly reverted it right back pretty shortly thereafter, around Monday, April 14th sometime. So before they switched it back, this had the update. It had moved some information around and removed it in some other places. So if you happen to notice the app update after you updated your iOS app before the 14th, once you opened your profile page, the first thing you would have noticed is that the different tabs within there had changed. So previously, the default tab would be this overview section with other tabs being workouts, goals, achievements, and music. And with the update, there were only 3 tabs: a progress tab, history, and achievements. So it was kind of weird. It was like the top half of the profile, your profile was cut off. So you didn't see your picture, the amount of people you follow, who follows you, and your tag, your primary tag that you have displayed. If you use tags when you work out, you had to sort of toggle up to like an edit profile tab, I think in the upper left-hand corner, to go and to view those things, which was just kind of weird. So with that, with the update, the default tab, is now just called progress. It's not called overview, which is like a pared down version of the old overview section that I was mentioning. So before, things you would see at the top would be information about yourself. Like I said, you could change your profile picture. It didn't really make sense when they made that update. And I don't know if it was just an error overall, but it was really annoying trying to have to navigate to some other tab, some other area to edit your location if you want to change that little info, or if you want to change your tag for a certain instructor for their following. But yeah, fortunately it all just reverted back and was back to normal. But I did see a lot of chatter. People were kind of annoyed and thrown off by it. So not sure if it was just rolled out too early and it wasn't fully completed. But
yeah, I missed that.
We have some.
I didn't get an update.
There's a better sort of. It's more of like a visual story. So if you go to pelobuddy.com, you'll see a write-up with all the sort of before and after versions of how the app looked and how it looked after the update, so you can get a better sense of what it'll look like when obviously it rolls out again, because obviously there'll be an update at some point. But we'll be curious to see what sort of differences are from this short update that we had.
Yeah, I got to say, huge shout out to Chris for catching this stuff so quickly. And I didn't see it, but it's like,
I noticed right away, because I was trying to change my tag or my location field to like put something in for whatever class I was doing.
Got it.
And I was like, where is my picture and all that information that's normally just right at the top there? And it wasn't there. And it was a little frustrating having to take that extra 1 or 2 steps.
Got it.
In order to update that info.
And when was this, on Monday? Weird. Was this Monday?
Yeah, right around then.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Monday. Maybe it was over the weekend, and then it reverted back sometime on Monday the 14th.
All right.
So it was only for a couple days, I think, that it was in effect. So
interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wait to see what they do as far as.
I guess the Android folks didn't have to
worry about it.
They didn't have to worry. They're all good there. So
see, it pays to be an Android.
Must be nice.
Right. Must be nice.
Yeah, the one time it pays to be an Android user.
Oh, that's hysterical. All right. Well, Peloton are kicking off spring with a powerful lineup of new programs and class formats, and we always like to share those with you. So April's highlights include live power zone training, targeted strength, beginner running, and skill building yoga, all designed to help members move with purpose and progress. So first up, we have Boost Your Base, which is Power Zones, launching April the 21st, so this coming week. This first ever live Power Zone program will run for 8 weeks with on-demand rides every Monday and Wednesday, plus live classes on Saturdays. It's designed as a team-based endurance building experience. Then we've got Strength for Cyclists. This is also launching next week, and that is on April the 25th, I believe. Yep. A 1-week program, which is led by Ben Alders. This focuses on strengthening muscles critical for cycling performance, expanding Peloton's Strength for Sports series. We know that they've really been working on that. Then we have the You Can Run 5K program, which is a new 8-week running program tailored to beginners and intermediate runners, featuring progressive training in both English and German. So they actually launched 2 completely independent programs, one in English and then one in German. We have the Rolling Hills cycling classes. I believe we spoke about that last week. This is a new format stimulating varied terrain with hill climbs and recovery stretches for dynamic power and endurance building. And we've got yoga drills with Kira Michelle. Also, I mentioned it before, but this is a focused class to improve strength and technique for advanced poses like handstands and chaturangas. Peloton continues to innovate its content by blending skill and development, cross-training, and immersive live experiences. So it just is another way for us to get, better at what we're doing.
I like it. Well, Peloton will hold a new Flash Challenge in coordination with their upcoming Power Zone cycling program called Boost Your Base Power Zone Challenge. Members can now opt into the Boost Your Base Power Zone Challenge via the Peloton website, through the bike touchscreen, or from the app. The official challenge description reads, boost your cardio baseline in our new 8-week bike program. Complete all 24 classes from our Boost Your Base Power Zone collections by June 22nd to earn a special badge. There is only one badge tier available. Incidentally, it's a gold, and you get it for completing all 24 classes that are released in the program. And you have to complete the classes between the dates of April 21st and June 22nd. The new Flash Challenge aligns with the launch of Peloton's latest Power Zone program, Boost Your Base Power Zones, which was announced in the April Workouts to Watch email after being teased the week earlier. The program launches on April 21st, I think is Monday? Yeah, Monday the 21st, and will include live content. Classes within the program will be released to the on-demand library on Mondays and Wednesdays over those 8 weeks, with live classes taking place on Saturdays, which I think you just mentioned, the live content, Amanda. The 8-week program will have 3 classes each week.
Sounds good. Excellent. All right. Well, they are also continuing its Rising Music series, designed to spotlight emerging musical talents. So with the launch of a new segment, Rising Rock. This follows the success of Rising Country and Rising Pop, both of which featured curated playlists of up-and-coming artists. The Rising Rock series will include live and on-demand classes across various modalities, blending fitness with the energy of rock's next generation. On April the 8th, Charlotte Wiedenbach had a 30-minute Rising Rock ride, which was in German. April the 11th, Andy Spear had a 20-minute full body strength, which dropped on demand. On April the 13th, Sam Yo had a 30-minute Rising Rock ride. This past Thursday, April the 17th, Alex Kowarski gave us a 30-minute Rising Rock row. And yesterday, April 19th, Logan Aldridge had a 30-minute Rising Rock run. Next Thursday, Mariana Fernandez, that's April the 24th, will drop a 20-minute yoga flow on demand. These classes are expected to be added to that Rising artist collection, with the collection description likely updated to reflect the addition of the rock genre. So definitely look out for those.
I was curious to see what artists are under the Rising Rock content. So I just pulled up Andy's 20-minute Rising Rock full body strength from the 11 because I was just curious. I only recognize one artist name, and it's Royal Blood. The other ones I haven't heard of before. Sam Fender, Livingston, The Warning, Sports Team.
Yeah.
Amy and the Sniffers. Have you ever heard of Amy and the Sniffers?
Well, I'm not a huge rock fan, so...
Bad Omens. I don't know. These are Royal Blood I've heard of.
But isn't that so cool, though, that it gives them this platform that people would never have heard their music, if it hadn't been for what Peloton does with music, incorporating it into fitness, which I just think is remarkable. I mean,
it's a great partnership to get their name out.
Absolutely fantastic.
Totally. Well, Peloton has shared which featured classes you can look forward to the week of April 14th through the 20th through their weekly This Week of Peloton Instagram post. First, you could start your week off, or hopefully you started your week off with a new 45-minute yoga plus Pilates class from Anna Greenberg. Peloton originally shared that this class would be available to take on demand this past Monday, the 14th. However, the class did actually occur live on that Monday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then you can also join Peloton's newest bike bootcamp instructor, Rad Lopez. He was back on the leaderboard for a live 60-minute bike bootcamp this past Thursday, April 17th at 8 a.m. Eastern time. This seems to be a new time slot now going forward with the new spring schedule for bike boot camps, after they've made some updates to the schedule, which we've all noticed and we've reported on recently. This weekend, Hannah Frankson was on the tread for a live 20-minute drum and bass run on Saturday the 19th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And then you can close out your week this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, Sunday, April 20th, with a 60-minute My Mixtape ride from Jen Sherman.
Nice. Awesome.
Curious to know what the theme is, because obviously we're recording a couple days early. So.
Right. So we'll have to talk about it next week.
Hopefully it's not covers. I can't take the covers.
Okay. But it's nice that it's a 60-minute. It's great that it's a 60-minute.
Yeah, I don't get those too often from Jen on Sunday mornings. So it's a nice surprise.
Awesome. All right. Well, Peloton celebrated country music superstar Miranda Lambert with a new artist series featuring 3 classes across this past Thursday, April the 17th. So the series highlighted Lambert's mix of upbeat anthems and heartfelt ballads, described by Peloton as being fueled by outlaw energy. I like that. I love Miranda Lambert. I think she's great. The classes that dropped were a 10-minute full-body stretch from Selena Samuela, a 30-minute ride with Ali Love, and a 30-minute walk with Selena. Just a side note, Olivia Amata was initially slated to teach a 30-minute run. However, that class was removed from the live schedule, and Selena's walk moved up to that 7 p.m. Eastern time slot. So I'm not sure what happened there, because Olivia was back on the schedule the next morning on Friday morning. And they had something else in for Selena came back and did her run. I think it was a country run at 8:00 on Thursday night. So yeah, it was interesting that they dropped that with no word as to why.
Yeah. I wonder why. Well, Peloton recently unveiled their newest marketing video, one that showcases the tread, strength, and outdoor content. The latest commercial and ad has the same name as Peloton's campaign from this past fall, which is Find Your Push, Find Your Power. The first installment of the campaign targeted millennial men, and it featured prominent NFL stars and brothers, TJ and JJ Watt, as official Peloton ambassadors. This latest advertisement, a commercial actually, I just saw it on TV the other night. This leans more into Peloton's offering of content beyond the bike. So Peloton kind of feels that everyone knows them as a bike/cardio company. So recent efforts, they're really trying to educate folks that Peloton is more than just a cycling company. So the video, it starts out with a man you see him holding his phone. He's walking on the street. He receives a text from someone named Cindy, and that text reads, "It's over." So presumably with a heartbreak emoji. So obviously it's a breakup text. And then the video then shifts to a montage of this man exercising with Peloton across multiple modalities in his apartment, on the tread, in a strength class. And it's funny because at one point he's like running on the tread, and they cut to his neighbor in the downstairs apartment, and he's like hearing all this noise and wondering what's going on, which is totally just in New York City, or apartment,
so cool.
Just living in general condos. Right. Cuts to a strength class, him doing a boot camp class, and then an outdoor run. Numerous instructors in the commercial can be heard coaching throughout the video, including Alex Toussaint, Kelly Gullickson, and Adrian Williams. And the messages include, welcome to the start of the new you, worry about yourself, nobody else, and that's the way you push through. And then at the beginning of the spot, the man, interestingly, has long hair, and then by the end of the video, he's got this like shorter haircut, like a post-breakup, haircut at the very end. And then they show him looking in a dog adoption, a pet adoption center, looking in the window at a dog, and he adopts a dog. So kind of a nice little arc, in the quick, 30-second spot it was. But the message behind it is a bit of a new direction for Peloton. So in that it portrays the breakup, which, causes us to be motivated, to invest in ourselves. It's a near sort of universal experience. And this breakup fuels the character to focus on himself and better his life instead of just falling into that, depressed post-breakup funk that a lot of us, can be susceptible to.
Exactly. No, I loved it. I thought it was really cute. It was just a great feel good.
We had, I don't know if we were watching... Well, we were watching some sports game maybe, and Jackson pointed the commercial out, but I missed the very beginning, so I didn't realize it was a breakup.
Oh,
that was like the theme. I totally missed the very beginning when he was looking at his phone and getting the breakup text. I just saw it after the whole him working out montage. So
right, good.
That was a good one.
All right, good stuff. All right. Well, Peloton and Chase have extended their partnership through December 31st of 2027, marking the third renewal since their initial collaboration began in 2020. So this ongoing partnership primarily benefits Chase Sapphire card holders through the Sapphire Point Accelerator program, which offers 10 times points on eligible Peloton purchase for Chase Sapphire Reserve holders and 5 times points for Sapphire Preferred holders. And this is on purchases over $150. The perks extended beyond hardware with exclusive Peloton Studio classes and events such as the Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix and Miami Race Weekend reserved for program participants. A new exclusive class with instructor Hannah Corbin is also set for May the 2nd at PSNY. Although statement credits are no longer part of the partnership, this new renewed agreement highlights both companies' focus on combining fitness and lifestyle rewards. So if you are a Chase card holder, you definitely have some extra points coming your way. Yeah. For sure. Right.
Well, Peloton Apparel did a very quick giveaway this past week. I think on this past Tuesday, the 15th, I want to say, from the Peloton Apparel page on Insta with Emma Lovewell. So it was on both of their pages. They posted it's giveaway time. Emma Lovewell was like walking in the woods in one of her new outfits, one of her new hiking apparel outfits that just came out. And the caption read, "It's giveaway time. I'm so excited to give one of you the chance to win an outfit of your choice for my brand new Peloton X Emma Lovewell hiking collection. Here's how to enter. You had to follow the Peloton Apparel Insta page. You had to obviously follow Emma Lovewell, like the post, and tag a friend in the comments, and then use the hashtag Peloton Sweepstakes. And then one lucky winner will receive a top and bottom of their choice from the new collection." It ended basically just 2 days later, so it's already ended. It expired on Thursday the 17th. I haven't seen an announcement yet, or
who won,
who they've commented on the winner, but it was only open to legal residents of the U.S. and D.C. 18 or older. So sorry, folks outside of the U.S. I saw it, but it was no. I saw it. I didn't like comment, or it's just
okay. Yeah,
there was nothing in there that I would have
wanted anyway.
Would have worn. Yeah.
I totally missed that. I've been spaced out this week. Totally missed that one.
It was a quick one.
No, well, good.
So,
well, we'll have to see. We'll have to share with you guys who won it next week. Hopefully, we'll know who that is. All right, folks.
No birthdays.
No birthdays this week.
Yeah.
I guess April is a quiet week. Lots in May, so we'll wait for May. But we'll go right into Instructor in the News. Why don't you kick it off, John?
Yeah, so Robin Arzon will be an interviewee along with some other notable folks, including singer Sarah Bareilles, NBA Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade, and a lot of other, authors, bloggers, doctors, a big panel of folks from all sorts of backgrounds at the New York Times Well Festival, which is taking place on May 7th in Brooklyn. The page for the event reads, "Join us for a day of live journalism about living your healthiest life. Be there as we separate the truth from the trending posts, diving deep into topics from sleep and nutrition to happiness and aging. Watch live interviews with newsmakers, creators, and scientists. Understand this moment and what it means for your health." And it's a general admission event. You can buy a ticket to attend. Tickets currently are $250 per person, which does go up to $350 after April 20th. So if you do want to attend, definitely get on that before that $100 increase in ticket price. But yeah, Robin will be representing Peloton there.
Wow. Yeah, that's a hefty price tag, but I guess there must be tons of stuff that...
A lot. I mean, it's probably like a full kind of day. So
yeah.
I'm sure I think you get your money's worth with that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, this past weekend, we had Mariana Fernandez, Camila Roman, and Rad Lopez head to Puerto Rico. And it turned out to be a truly fantastic event that they had there. The little Instagram stuff that I got to see on the instructors' stories were just amazing. And it looks like it was truly a remarkable event. With that being said, Mariana Fernandez was interviewed in a wonderful article in US Weekly Espanol. So I had to bring out my Spanish skills there in reading that article. Button. Right, my Spanish skills by hitting English to Spanish to English translate. But I did, and I got to read it, and it was a really, really fantastic article. I'm so proud of her. In Mariana's interview, she shares how she combines her passions for performance, movement, and meditation in her classes. She shares how she incorporates Latin music to reflect her Mexican heritage and offers meditation classes in Spanish, providing a sense of nostalgia and emotional support to members. Mariana also spoke of her then upcoming trip to Puerto Rico. So in this particular article, she hadn't yet gone. She spoke of the upcoming trip with her fellow Peloton instructors, Camila and Rad, which, as I just mentioned, happened this past weekend, and shared how they were participating in the Me, Myself, and I Festival, where she looked forward to connecting with her followers and Peloton members in person. What I discovered just before we went to recording was that Mariana actually was interviewed again for a publication called CNET.com. She spoke with Natasha Martinez, who had actually attended the Me, Myself, and I event in Puerto Rico. This is the island's most immersive wellness event, and had said that Peloton had made a powerful impact by showing how fitness tech can embrace culture, language, and community. The festival held at the Botanical Garden of, and I'm going to totally butcher this, Caguas. I believe it's the Botanical. I'll just say the Botanical Garden.
That works.
Celebrated Latina identity and was a deeply personal and communal experience for attendees, especially for those who rarely see themselves reflected in traditional fitness spaces. Martinez said that Peloton's approach wasn't performative. It was immersive. She said that this wasn't just another fitness event. It was like a homecoming. From the instructor's language to the energy of the crowd, everything aligned with local culture and value. The article emphasizes that wellness isn't just about individual goals and tech. It's about community, belonging, and cultural response. Peloton showed that digital fitness can be both innovative and deeply human. And that is absolutely what I saw from the, stories and stuff that the instructors had posted and Peloton had posted. I was disappointed that I couldn't have been there. It was all in Spanish though. So, all the classes were given in Spanish. But we all know that Mariana is, I've done so many of her yoga classes, and there is just a vibe and an element of really changing the outlook of what yoga is all about. And she did that in her class, at the event. Rad did the same with his strength, as well as Camilla. So it was just a wonderful Latino vibe that is just so beautiful to watch and see. So huge shout out to them, and to Mariana for, being interviewed. And one of the things I will give her a shout out to, she complimented Camilla in putting this forward, in recommending that this be something that they do with Puerto Rico, and the members there. And she gave Camilla a beautiful shout out in the article. So,
love
beautiful. Yeah, me too.
I don't know what venue it was, but it looked like a nice outdoor space.
Gorgeous.
Where they hosted it at.
Gorgeous. And of course the weather was spectacular. So, sweaty probably and hot, but nice.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of shade being cast on that group.
Right.
So I bet it was early in the morning when it wasn't so brutally
hot,
warm.
Humid and hot.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have some London Marathon shakeout runs and events, as the London Marathon is right around the corner, happening at PSL. I mean, there's a lot of them aren't actually at PSL, but that's where you'll meet to go to attend some of these events. So what we have so far that has been posted is there will be a shakeout run at PSL on April 24th. That is going to be at 6 p.m. in the evening London time. And the description is hit the streets and shake out any pre-race nerves. So it's an outdoor run. So it's not an actual class in the studio. Like I said, you'll meet there initially at PSL. But it's going to be with tread instructors Jermaine Johnson and Jeffrey McEachern. It says enjoy some post-run treats and giveaways to leave you feeling empowered for your race. It's a free event, but it's, limited amount of RSVPs. So make sure that you RSVP as soon as possible if you can attend. The page where you'll want to go to sign up for any of these events is event.onepeloton.com/PSL Run Club Shakeout. And obviously we have an article and write-up on social media and on pelobuddy.com that you can easily find if you want to go to that page. And then next up, we have a live conversation with Susie Chan and Greg White. That is happening on Friday, April 25th at 4 p.m. London time. That will be at Peloton Studios, London. It says, the description reads, wondering what now when the race is finished? Join us for a special fireside chat on all things post-race recovery and its benefits for health longevity after pushing your limits. Hosted by Susie Chan and scientist Greg White, kick back with some light refreshments, take an expert advice to help you recover back to your full charge. And then the third event that has been posted is on April 28th. It's Peloton Studios London post-race recovery hub. And that is it's kind of an all-day event from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. London time on Monday, April 28th. And that one event is described as Recharge with Us, swing by Peloton Studios London the Monday after race day, and give your body the recovery it deserves. We've got everything you need to recharge, good vibes, great energy, and all the essentials to help you bounce back strong. Recovery rides, ice bath, and hyper ice recovery station. We've got it. So whether you're sore, celebrating, or just want to soak it all in, we're here for it. And you can pick for that event. There's a little button that says recovery slots. So you can pick various time slots if you want to join one of these recovery stations. So there's, they're basically 20-minute blocks at like 10:15 a.m. and 10:35 a.m. Sprinkled all throughout the day. So you can kind of pick your time if you want in the morning or afternoon. But obviously there's a limited amount that you can select from. So act fast if you're going to go.
Yeah, I love that. I love how PSL just do these amazing events. They put together some phenomenal events. I guess it's smaller, easier to manage than
smaller, more
New
intimate.
York.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's fantastic. I love that. Love that. All right. Well, we had shared a couple weeks ago that Adrian Williams would be in attendance of the Lululemon 10K in Miami the weekend of May the 17th. We have recently found out that Callie Gullickson will also be there. So if you would like to, if you're running or if you're spectating, you can head on over to the event if you would like to see them. A reminder too that Chelsea Jackson Roberts and Aditi Shah will be holding yoga sessions on Saturday the 17th, but folks do need to register for those. And there is I believe, $50 fee for those yoga sessions, which I'm sure will come with some nice Lululemon swag. But yeah, so make sure, I know that Chris has it up in the website, so make sure that you go over there to sign up for those.
Right. Well, Peloton was recently covered in the UK edition of GQ magazine. The title of the article is How Peloton Became Key to Liverpool FC's Fitness Routine, and that's Liverpool Football Club, the soccer team in the UK. They interviewed 3 different soccer players on the team who all use the Peloton bike for their post-game, as part of their post-game recovery. So Liverpool captain I'm going to pronounce this, Van Dijk, as well as fellow defenders Kostas Tsimikas and Connor Bradley, to talk about their fitness routine in a bid to find out any secrets that they have for their success this year. All 3 players agree that static cycling, like on a Peloton bike, is the best way to speed up recovery after a game. They said some players use the Peloton bike before training just to get the legs flowing, says Connor Bradley, who has really come into his own this season as a very capable understudy for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the only time I'd use it personally, he says, is in recovery. We'll do a bit of stretching, a bit of meditation, then jump on the bikes for a 10 to 15 minute spin. And then also Ben Alders is in there. He's quoted several times about fitness tips and workout routines, especially when you're recovering, post-workout. So it's a good, nice little write-up, and they're all on, featured prominently on their bike pluses. So they all have nice bike pluses at the football club fitness center.
Right. No, that's very cool. Talking about Ben Alders, he put together the most amazing post on Rory McIlroy's win of the Masters, and just talking about perseverance and not giving up, and how he's waited so long to finally put that green jacket on. And Ben put together really an amazing post. If you head over to Instagram, take a look at that, because it just I think Ben's so eloquent in the way he verbalizes and uses his platform for that type of thing. And he did an amazing job. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend that you go over to his Instagram and take a look at that. It was really well done. With that being said, we will move right into our class picks of the week. I'll go ahead and kick it off.
Right.
First up, we have Chelsea Jackson Roberts' 20-minute Disney Yoga Flow. That was from April the 10th. It came to us from Amajah 3. And Amanda says, this class worked on dancer's pose and was great overall. And then we had Logan Aldridge's 10-minute seated adaptive HIIT cardio class. It was also from the 10th. It came to us from Maddie Main, and they said, going through Achilles rupture recovery and greatly appreciate the variety of classes Peloton offers when you need to adapt. So I love that. I hope you feel better, Maddie. Cliff Dwenger's 30-minute Dr. Dre ride. It was in German. It was also from the 10th, came to us from Amajah 3. And Amanda said, this was perfect. Loved the music and the energy.
All right. Katie Wong's 10-minute core strength from the 11th. Jenalika 1 said a humbling workout with a dumbbell. Then Hannah Frankson's 30-minute pop run from April 12th. Rachel Spins 24 said super fun playlist and great energy. And then Asal Aryan's 20-minute full body strength, which was in English, from the 13th. Armajar 3 said love the chance to check out a class from Asal in English.
Awesome. And then we move back to the bike. Leanne Hainsby's 20-minute groove ride from the 14th came to us from Just Dance Lisa. And they said Leanne makes the groove rides so much fun. And then Robin Arzan had a 45-minute HIIT and heels ride, also from April 14th. This one came to us from Orlando Caruso and Sailor Steph. They said pure torture, sick ride, classy music, not exactly for beginners. And then Jen Sherman had a 20-minute 80s pop ride. Also from the 14th, it came to us from Rachel Spins 24, and she said, great 80s playlist from Jen.
Both of those were great because she had the 20-minute 80s pop immediately followed by a 20-minute 80s rock. So it was a nice double dose of 80s genres back to back. All right, staying with the bike, Christian Van de Velde's 60-minute Power Zone Endurance Classic Rock from the 14th. All Biz Liz and Just Dance Lisa said it's CVV, always great classic rock playlist, and love the 12x3 structure. And then going over to the tread, Mariana's 45-minute progression run from the 14th. Rachel Spins 24 said challenging but still fun with great encouragement from Mariana. And then Ash Pryor, going over to the row. Ash Pryor's 30-minute pop row from the 14th. Tabata B Hitting Me said great mix of hard efforts and endurance work. Great music, encouragement, and coaching too.
Nice. And then rounding out this week's picks of the week, we have Allie Love's 45-minute country ride. This one was from the 15th of April. It came to us from Lindsay T. Gamble and Hockey Dog Doc.
Hokey Dog Doc.
Hokey Dog.
As in Virginia Tech Hokies.
Got it. All right. Hokey Dog Doc. They said great vibes and an even better workout. And then Jess Sims had a 30-minute walk plus run from the 15th of April. It came to us from S. Tomsky, and they said the music and hype nailed this class. And last but not least, Adrian Williams and Selena Samuela in the 30-minute tag team row bootcamp. This was from the 16th of April. It came to us from Carrie Spins 18, and they said fun to see these two team up to teach a class.
I got to see Selena on the row. That should be interesting.
I haven't done that class.
Interestingly, I actually used my row for the first time in
Look at
a couple months. Yeah, I used it on the Wednesday when there were no lives.
Oh, that's good.
I picked a fun 80s row with Alex Kurwowski.
All right. I know. I got to get on there.
Teaches. Oh yeah, Selena. So I guess she's not actually rowing. They cut to her and she teaches the strength.
The boot
portion.
camp part of it. Got
Yeah,
it. Yes.
I'm thinking they're both rowing at the same time together on the platform. But
now, okay.
When when they cut to the strength, she's doing the strength portion.
Got it.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. A quick and good show.
Quick and
this
efficient.
Week. Quick and efficient. We got you all the information you needed, and we're raring to go. Anyway, as always, we like to end the show off by saying thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, for watching, and hopefully we brought to you what you wanted to hear about what's going on in the Peloton world for this week. But yeah, thank you as always. And from me here, bye for now, everybody.
From me in Michigan, thank you for supporting us, watching and listening. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.